Alright guys, so earlier today during my live stream, I was testing out a new standard team, and this one team allowed me to climb from Master 1 all the way to Grandmaster and allow me to climb about total of 500 trophy with just this one team. And I gotta say, this one team is able to literally go and beat every single one of the single tank, double healer, 2-1-2, 2-2-1, anything you name it, except one comp, the one-shot comp. But here we go, guys. Let's get into it, guys. And this literally one team has allowed me to climb all the way up to 4,455 trophies right now. And I am a total of 964th place inside of the pure vanilla server. And it is this one team here, guys. And this one team allowed me to literally beat majority, like 95%, 98% of the teams out there right now. All right, and it is consistent of Hollyberry, Moonlight, Sherbet, Prophet, as well as BTS. It is almost exactly the same as what I've shared with you guys last time, except you see that there was a pure vanilla instead of BTS. And also on top of that, the treasures were a little bit different, and just the tweaking of the treasure literally allows this team to verse every single one of the comps, again, except for one shot, because one shot is, made to deal with something like this. All right, so let's get into the topping real quick. And we have 4 of the solid almond, 1 swift chocolate, and the topping for Hollyberry can be 5 solid almond as well, but you do need to have a pretty good cooldown in order to use her skill and keep up the damage focus, as well as the crit resist buff for the entire team here, guys. So if you guys are using something like mine, then make sure to at least have around 40%, I would say, damage resist, and around 11 to 12% cooldown. If you guys are going to go with a full solid almond, then of course you want to have at least 45, 46% damage resist, a little bit higher. And then of course you want to have around 7 to 8% cooldown. And the next one is going to be our Sherbet. Sherbet is going to be using 5 of the swift chocolate. The frost effect is really important here, guys, and we are focusing on the damage resist as well as the cooldown. Cooldown is going to be optimal at 22.4%, but of course if you guys have it lower, it's okay. But I would say focusing on the damage resist is really important, because Sherbet needs to survive. Next one is going to be our Moonlight. Moonlight has a little bit of a different topping than before, because I had to switch out some of the toppings for Moonlight. But we are still focusing on the damage resist and around 20 to 22% cooldown in order to optimize their skill. Of course, it really depends on the enemies that you guys verse, because the sleep, freezes, and all this stuff are going to change the cooldown of your Moonlight. And you're going to be able to see that she sometimes uses her skill after 1 minute mark. She sometimes uses it before 1 minute mark. It really depends on the enemies. And the next one is going to be our Prophet. Prophet is using 5 of the solid almond, just like before here, guys. And focusing on the damage resist. No extra cooldown is required. It's just that I do have 1 topping here with 1 extra substat. But the most important thing, once again, is using Frost Queen's skill. All right. And you need to have at least 10% crit percentage, but the crit percentage needs to end at a 0.9. So 10.9, 11.9, 12.9, 13.9, 14.9 all works out. Some people might be asking, hey HyRool, why are you using Prophet instead of Frost Queen? It's because of the fact that Prophet Cookie has a skill that is going to allow our cookies to have a amplified buff right here, as well as apply this amplified debuff to the enemies as well. And also you do have that healing effect that he is able to provide to the team. All right, so that's the reason why he is kind of working as a secondary healer alongside BTS. And the last popping is going to be for BTS with the 5 of the swift chocolate, just like always here, guys, around 24.1% at least. All right, that's going to be the optimal for BTS in order for them to do the most healing, and of course just extra crit as well as attack will definitely help out. All right, so let's go over the treasure real quick. All right, so the treasure here, the standard one is going to be around whistle, the jelly watch, as well as a feather. So you guys can see that the scroll is out of here. However, the interchangeable treasure to deal with all the different teams is going to be the feather slot. So the feather slot is going to be using feather, as well as a monocle, as well as a scroll. So this particular slot is going to be interchangeable with all of these 3 treasures here, guys. The monocle, scroll, as well as a feather. And the whistle and the jelly watch is going to be the 2 set treasures for this team. All right, and I'm going to go over exactly which teams you guys should be versing with which treasure. But here we go, guys. Enough talking. Let's hop into the arena and let me show you guys how to use this team and which treasures to use against different teams. Alright guys, so first team here, and it is going to be against the Hollow-Berry, Moonlight, as well as Pure Vanilla. Against this team, we're most likely going to be seeing a Sherbet here. So when we're versing Sherbet, we are going to switch out the Feather for a Monocle here, guys. So let's get into it with the Monocle. And here we go, guys, and we have the Monocle equipped, and you can see that it is going to be the Hollow-Berry, as well as the Sherbet, Moonlight, Prophet, and the Pure Vanilla here. So we do have a little bit of upper hand here because we do have BTS with the debuff resist here. Alright, so we are going to be dealing with the sleep a little bit faster, as well as the frost effect from both, Sherbet as well as the Prophet. And we also do have the Monocle to deal with the frost effect here, guys. So you're going to be able to see that against the Sherbet team, alright, if you guys know for sure, or you know, like the team setup is going to be having a Sherbet, then you do want to go and put in the Monocle instead of the Feather and deal with the teams like that. All right, and you can see right there, because we're able to deal with the frost effect and they are not able to deal with it. Look at Hollow-Berry literally had 20 stats of frost right there, guys, compared to our team with 0 now. And there you guys go. Sherbet absolutely destroying it here with 7.7 million damage, and Moonlight is not far behind with 7.5. And Prophet did actually 1.22, so pretty good. Alright guys, so here's another team. It's going to be a double tank as well as a double healer. So it's a 2-1-2 comp, but they do have a Monocle. The majority of the time when it is a Monocle with a pretty low, attack right here, this can be Sherbet or it can be a Werewolf here. We are still going to go with the Monocle just in case we have a Sherbet. But if you know for sure this one's a Moonlight, then I would have changed it to the Scroll. But let's get into it. And here we go, guys. I was kind of right there, and it is going to be with the Sherbet. So it is a good idea for us to bring that Monocle in order to deal with the frost stacks and get rid of the frost stacks while they are also getting rid of it. But we do have a little bit of upper hand because we do have a Moonlight here, and we have Prophet as well. So we should be able to beat this one. They don't have any insignia, so we don't need to worry about the timing too much. All we need to worry about is trying to get rid of that Sherbet as soon as possible. That is going to be our main focus here, guys. So getting rid of the Sherbet is going to be most important. And let's see if our Moonlight as well as Sherbet are able to do that right here. And there you guys go. Sherbet is gone. That means that we are going to be able to have an easy victory here, because look at that. All those stacks right there. And boom. They are gone. All they're left with Hollow-Berry, and against a single enemy, Sherbet absolutely shreds. So once again, if you guys don't know if it's going to be Sherbet, then going with a Monocle is going to be the best idea. And once again, Sherbet doing the most damage here with 7.7 million once again. Alright guys, so here we go, another team here, and this time around is actually going to be with a Frost comp. And that means that you guys can use the Monocle, of course, because there is a Sherbet, and deal with this comp utilizing a Sherbet Moonlight combo. So let's go. And here we go, guys. And it is going to be with an herb, but we do have the Monocle to deal with the frost stacks. And our goal here is really to get rid of the Sherbet as well as the Frost Queen as soon as possible. If we could get rid of the Sherbet faster, it's going to be really, really good. And then right after that, getting rid of the Frost Queen is also going to be very, very helpful. Because the Frost Queen is going to be their main big nuke damage. And then Sherbet is going to be the continuous damage. So here we go. The Frost stacks. The Icicles fly out. And we did get rid of their herb, right? Which is good. And bam, with that, just, everybody's gone. Only Sherbet's remaining. And yeah, our team is full HP once again. So there you guys go. Even against the Frost comp, as long as you use the right treasure here and use the Monocle, we were able to deal with it. And there you guys go. This time around, Moonlight carrying it. Alright guys, so this time around we see a missing and a missing, and with a pretty high attack power. This one actually might be a Blueberry Pie with the Wildberry here, guys. And they do have the whistle. So we're going to switch out the Monocle now with the Feather. And then we'll verse this team. And here we go, guys. And it's not going to be the Blueberry Pie as well as the Wildberry. Instead, they are going to be using a the Werewolf as well as Financier Moonlight combo. So it's not bad to bring the Feather, but we might be lacking a bit of damage here. But in case one of our DPSs die like Sherbet, then they are able to deal with the extra damage. But I mean, they don't have any monocle here, so it's a pretty easy victory. It's not a bad thing to bring the feather here for the security reasons or like safety reasons. But there you guys go, easy with no monocle on the enemy team. Sherbet is just able to slow them down so much and deal so much damage. All right, and there you guys go. All right, guys, so this team here is going to be with the Hollow as well as a Moonlight and BTS, but you guys can see that it is a really high attack power. This one, majority of the time, is going to be Wildberry with Blueberry Pie here, so we are still going to go with the feather and see how well we do. They do have the whistle as well, so let's go. And here we go, guys. And it is going to be the Wildberry Blueberry Pie here. So the reason why we go with the feather against a Wildberry and Blueberry Pie is in order to use the revive for one of our cookies like either Moonlight or the Sherbet, because majority of the time it's either one of these two that dies out first, all right, from the laser, and allows them to come back alive, shoot their skill out one more time, and that really changes the tide of the battle. All right, so because they don't have the monocle again, if it is Sherbet, it's actually really good. And sometimes you don't even need to use the feather like this, all right? But majority of the time, it's going to be either Moonlight or Sherbet that dies out, and Sherbet did die out there, and insta come back, and right away, shoot out the frost again, or the shards again. So there you guys go. Again, most damage coming out from Sherbet, and with the feather, we're able to deal with the Blu-ray Pie team. Alright guys, and inside of the arena, you guys actually might be seeing a mirror copy of this team right here, and that's going to be right here with the Hollowberry, Moonlight, as well as BTS. But you see the feather, alright? Majority of the time, it's going to be exactly the same as this team here with around these power. And that means that we're going to switch out the feather for the monocle to deal with their Sherbet, and easy victory. Let's get into it. All right, a little bit of a miscalculation here. They actually are using a herb as well as a Moonlight and Blueberry Pie. Not a problem this time around, because they do not have Wildberry to deal the extra damage. So going with the monocle here is not a problem at all. Again, they do have the feather, but again, they don't have the monocle. So we have the extra upper hand here with Sherbet's Frost stack. And there you guys go. Herb is gone, and we should still be able to deal with this. I think they didn't go with a full Syrian Raspberry on the Blueberry Pie, and they went with like a full solid almond. That's why the power was so low. But with that, easy victory. But anything like that, it is a safe, thing to go with the monocle, because you never know if this is going to be a Sherbet or not. All right, so going with the monocle against a team like that is going to be the best. Alright guys, so here we go. This time around, we do see a Hollowberry, a Financier, missing, and a missing, and it is a 2-1-2 comp with the whistle. And majority of the time, this one is actually going to be a Moonlight, alright, and a pure vanilla majority of the time, or even maybe a herb. But for this team, we're going to go with the scroll now. This one's the one with the scroll, so let's get into it. And here we go, guys. And this time around, it is still going to be a Sherbet. Kind of a miscalculation there. Sometimes it does happen, but having the scroll is not a bad idea here, because of the fact that we're able to do extra damage. And if it was Moonlight, it's even better for us, because they have no way of dealing with the Frost stack. All we have to do is focus on that Moonlight. That's the reason why we went with the scroll. All right, and they also don't have the monocle here, so we're probably on the upper hand, because we have the extra damage from Sherbet and the Moonlight, while they don't have any other DPS except Sherbet. And you guys can see pure vanilla Sherbet absolutely blew up afterwards, and left with Hollowberry only. So going with the scroll against a 2-1-2 comp is a good idea, except if you know for sure it's a Sherbet, then go with the monocle. But if it's missing, just go with the scroll. All right, and there you guys go. Easy victory once again. Coming out on top with Sherbet, 7.6 million damage once again. And once again, guys, just for the example purposes, I am going to be versing a one-shot team. This team does not work against a one-shot teams, guys. Sometimes if they are low in stats, it might work out, but majority of the time, it's not going to. And if you guys do want to have a chance, going with the feather is going to be the case here. But this is going to be an example here, guys. Don't go up against one-shot comps. It's not worth your trophies. But here we go. Just for the example purposes, let's get into it with the feather. And here we go. It is going to be that Wildberry one-punch comp that I shared with you guys yesterday. And once again, the damage output is so big that it's not worth bringing your squishy team, especially with Moonlight as well as Sherbet not having full solid almond right there. We did survive a little bit with the Sherbet feather, and this one actually might be a victory. Luckily, this one's lucky because once again, like I said in the beginning, you might be able to beat it if your stat difference is pretty big. All right, and I got pretty lucky right there with Sherbet being alive and dealing with the other enemies. And if they had a bit more stats, I feel like it would have been really, really bad. But once again, I would just not go up against it, not risk the chance to lose your trophies and verse different comps. Against this comp, just use a triple tank, all right, with something like Hollerberry, Financier, Werewolf, and then Moonlight with BTS. That's the team, all right? But there you guys go. But here we go, guys. The one team that literally allowed me to climb from Master 1 all the way to Grandmaster 3 and still climbing. And it is going to be one team to deal with literally almost every single comp here inside of the arena. All you need to do is simply switch out a treasure. No topping change required, no cookie change required. All you need to change out is the treasure from either feather, scroll, or monocle. Majority of the time it's going to be monocle and feather usage. Scroll is a very specific use. Try out this team if you guys have the ability to do so. Sadly, the only replacement right now that I can really think about for BTS is either going to be pure vanilla or going to be a cream puff. But once again, pure vanilla is missing the stun immunity, and the cream puff is missing the ability to do shielding and stuff like that, and extra regular heals. So this team is going to be a little bit hard to build for every single one of you guys. But even if your BTS is a lower star, try to use it. It is a good team and it will definitely help you guys climb. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys found the video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.